Hello everyone, and welcome to my Wrath of the Lich King beta testing part 14. In the previous video, I added a timeline so people could easily skip to what they were looking for. There was a lot of positive feedback about this feature, so I've decided to also add it into this video. Anyway, enjoy this one. There's just been a huge update on the beta, and the price for the different epic rings has finally been corrected. Each ring will cost 8,500 gold, and this is without any current Tor reputation discount. Later on, you might upgrade the ring, and to do this, you need to pay 1250 gold and of course provide the previous ring. Leveling your first aid will be so much easier, especially for those of you who plan to play on the upcoming fresh Wrath of the Lich King servers. The reason for this is because you are no longer required to go to the open world or to the auction house to get the different first aid books. These you can simply learn at the first aid trainer. Another big change is that you no longer need to do a specific quest to learn Artisan First Aid. This you can also learn at the trainer. As a player, you cannot use the Looking for Group channel if you're not signed for anything specifically. So when you try to type something, you will get this error message telling you to list yourself into the Looking for Group system. This can however be fixed fairly easy by making your own group. This is still a nice feature, and hopefully it will reduce the amount of spam in the Looking for Group channel. Some of you would also like to know if the frozen orb are bind on pickup or something you can trade to other people. As of right now, these are still bind on pickup, and the price for them is 10 emblems of heroism. You collect these emblems inside the different Wrath of the Lich King heroics. Some of you would like to know if the Death Knight ability Lichborn will turn you into an undead, making the priest able to shackle the Death Knight. This will definitely be the case, so be aware of the priest using shackle undead on you. Also because this CC is 10 seconds. And if the priest manages to shackle you, you'll most likely also get feared right after, because your Lichborn is no longer active when the shackle ends. In the interface menu, there has been implemented a new thing called features. In the features, you can enable Equipment Manager, a tool that allows you to save different gear customizations. Simply press C or go to your character. At the top right corner of your gear, you will see the Equipment Manager. How the system works is that you press save with your current gear equipped. Then you need to choose an icon and a name, and when you have done this, you can drag it down to your action bar. Whenever you click the icon, you will also equip the gear that you saved. What you can do next is to make another set. For example, if there's 2 other weapons you like to use as a rogue, you can make a set with these 2 weapons. So when you press this new icon, it will swap to these weapons, and then you can easily swap between the 2 different weapons. It could also be for other classes, for example a healer or tank. So if you wish to swap to your tanking gear real quick, you can press the icon, and if you wish to swap to your healing gear, you can easily do this. For those of you familiar with the Hunter, you probably also know about the long cast time to dismiss your pet. This you can easily fix simply by using an item to dismiss your pet instantly. The item is called Steam Tongue Controller, and when you use this, you will dismiss your pet instantly. This item will have 50 charges, and you can craft it as an engineer or purchase it on the auction house for around 10 gold. So in my opinion, dismissing your pet instantly 50 times for 10 gold seems fairly cheap. Some of you would also like to know what happens if a Death Knight uses Death Grip on a warrior that is charging a target. When I tested this with a warrior, he used charge into the enemy, a Death Gripped, and I managed to pull the warrior towards me. We tested this a couple of times with charge and intercept, but the results were always the same. I'm able to pull the warrior towards me. I know it does say immune, but the reason for this is because whenever you death grip, you also taunt the target, and a PvP player is immune to taunt. There's also been a high request to test the amount of experience you get inside the different Burning Crusade dungeons. I've tested this in so many different ones, for example here in Shadwood Halls. Whenever I kill these enemies, I get 2640 experience. I know I get way more in this clip, but that's because I also have rested experience. If you can solo some of the dungeons, it's definitely a decent way to get experience, and you have no competition in here because you're inside a dungeon. I also expect there to be so much competition in the Northrend starting areas. What I also discovered is that if my gear isn't that great, it will be better experience to solo different dungeons in Burning Crusade compared to trying to solo the different Wrath of the Lich King dungeons. The reason for this is because even though the creatures inside the different Wrath of the Lich King dungeons will grant me more experience, then they're also way more difficult to kill with higher health pool and way more damage. There's also been a request to test the daily fishing quest in Dalaran. so I learned fishing on this character to see at what level I can pick up the daily quest. When my character is level 70, I'm able to pick up the quest even though my fishing skill is only level 1. However, the problem is that when you try to fish in Dalaran, your skill level is not high enough. And it seems like your fishing skill needs to be level 430 to fish in Dalaran. In Berean Fundra, there's a decent farming location for first of all gold, but also experience. I've found this location to be so useful, especially when I try to level up my own engineering. The reason for this is because when you kill these creatures, there's a chance that you also get engineering mats, because as an engineer, you can disassemble these. And for those of you wondering where you can find these creatures, you can see it on the minimap right now, and it's in Berean Fundra. If you wish to support the channel, you can become a member. This will also give you a badge next to your name whenever you type something in the chat. As a member, you will also get early access to different videos, for example my gold making and investment videos. Another way you can also support the channel is by pressing the thanks button. This will donate an amount and add this into the comment section below the video, letting other people know that you support the channel. But yeah, that's about it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.